Hello, Extreme Faith and Fitness followers. Randy Barton, Independent Team Beachbody Coach. This week's coaching moment, we're talking about body hair and belly flap. That's right, body hair and belly flap. What exactly do I mean by this? Body hair, you get it. Belly flap, you lose some weight, you got this loose skin everywhere, and it begins to flap around every time that you move or jiggle or run or anything else. You kind of have to tuck it in the morning when you get yourself dressed. Let's talk about these things. What do we do about these? Do we all run out and have cosmetic surgery? Do we sit here and just try to figure it out on our own? Is there anything we can do about it? Help me, please. If you've ever wondered about that, this is what we're talking about today. And this goes more than just body hair and belly flap. We got to be thinking things of stretch marks as well. Those troubled love handles, trying to get rid of those. Everything that goes along with this. What happens when we do our best to have the perfect body and our body's not perfect? Well, let's get this straight. Unless you walk around in a Photoshop world, your life's not perfect. You're not going to be perfect, and it's okay. It's okay to have body hair and belly flap and stretch marks and everything else. If you don't like those things, there are actions that you can take as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today in today's coaching moment. So we realize one day we look in the mirror and we say, I just am not pleased with the person that we see. And so we start to eat right, we start to get healthy, we start to get active, we start to exercise. I had that day in my life, and hopefully you've had that day in your life. And so I started to lose weight, and you start to lose weight. And pretty soon you realize that the obesity that you once had or being overweight has taken its toll on your body that you continue to pay the consequences for because your skin is loose. Though you might even be able to see your abs, you might start to see definition, you might have a significant weight loss, the scale is dropping, you soon come into having that loose skin, that belly flap, and it's not just restricted to the belly. I've seen people that have lost significant amounts of weight, 150 to 200 pounds, that even over their knees, the skin of their thighs is hanging down over their knees or over their elbows up top. It just is going to happen. But we have to realize something at this point. Though people joke about, I'm always going to stay a little bit chubby so my skin's always tight, it's better to have loose skin than a heart attack. So when you see that loose skin, that's a badge of honor. That's a badge of honor. Now this is something I deal with as well, that belly flap, right around the midsection, because I used to be significantly heavier than I am now. I have that. And yes, there's times where I got to tuck it in. And yes, if I'm going to take a before and after picture, I got to do things kind of, hide that little belly flap that's going on. My belly button is like 1.5 inches too low because the skin just sags. But I'd rather have that than a heart attack. Is it exactly the way I'd like myself to look? No, but I don't live in an airbrush world. I live in the real world, just like you, so don't fret about it. Well, what about the other thing? We're going to hit the two title things first. That's like the belly flap thing. It's better to have a belly flap than a heart attack because you didn't eat right. What about the body hair thing? Because we no longer live in the 80s when Tom Selleck and David Hasselhoff and their big furry bodies were awesome. I relate to this one as well. Sometimes I feel like Chewbacca's second cousin. There's something you can do about this. It's called, get a pair of trimmers. Get a razor. Get whatever it is that you feel or need. I know sometimes guys do any body trimming, and it's always seen as taboo or hush-hush, or you don't talk about it. Women do it all the time, and it's no problem. And it's commonplace in many athletic arenas. You think of swimming, you expect a swimmer to shave down, and that's fine. Nobody thinks anything of that. We need to realize that it's the same for anything all the way around. It's not just simply a vanity issue. If it was a vanity issue, then our entire culture and society are just pressing women to be vain. Well, okay, that could be a different topic for another day. Just the peer pressures, the cultures, the societal trends, all of those things that go into it. But it's okay if you're a guy and you want to trim down. The common joke, if you watch before and after videos of different workout programs, is that it's amazing that as you get in shape, all your body hair falls off. Because people begin to take care of their body and they start to groom it differently. And as society trends go one way or the other, it follows that as well. You know, back in the 80s when you could be, 70s, 80s, you could be super furry, people were. And now you see it's dropped off. Is it because people no longer have body hair? No, it's because they start to take care of themselves in that area. It's not a sin either way, so we shouldn't feel bad about it either way as well. So don't be afraid to do what you feel comfortable with of grooming. It's not going to be a big deal. Body hair, belly flaps, they're going to happen. They're going to happen. Now, let me go back to that belly flap thing. What could you do about belly flap? There are a few different things. First off, I can tell you from experience, over time, add time into the equation, it will start to firm up some, but it's not going to entirely go away. If you want to take it a next step further, some people, as odd as it sounds, find that rubbing Preparation H will help tighten the skin temporarily. Just a matter of hours, temporarily, or different skin creams. But in all reality, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. Again, you'd rather have that than a heart attack. But what about those trouble areas? What about your love handles? What do we do about things like that? I'm just hitting all of my weaknesses today. Body hair, belly flap, and love handles. Love handles are definitely going to be a problem. My wife and I joke, well, I joke about it with my wife all the time. The fact that I just have these large love handles. Even when my body fat gets down to 5%, I still have unusually, well, to me, I still have the appearance of love handles, and they still stick out over the belt just a little bit. So what do you do in that? Some of that's going to be genetics, and you can't do a thing about it. You can work out, you can do what you want, but short of having surgery, it's not going to go away. And again, you know what I say to you? It's the way that you've been made. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know you're healthy. This isn't about being a swimsuit model. This is about being healthy and being in good shape. Don't worry about it. Likely, if you get down to that point anyways, nobody else is going to care as well. So the fact of the matter is, everybody's going to have trouble areas. You're going to have big ankles. You're going to have big thighs. You're going to have love handles. It's going to happen, and it's just going to be part of your makeup. Now, here's a tip that I do for both the belly flap and the love handles. If you're going to be anywhere, now this is for guys, if you're going to be anywhere and have your shirt off with it, what you might find works well is pull your pants up slightly higher. I'm not talking about going Steve Urkel on anybody. Just pull them up a little bit higher. Pull them up a little bit more so that you can get them, sounds silly, but you can get it tucked in there. Another trick as well, don't be droopy drawers, guys, but go ahead and just loosen up your belt one notch so that it doesn't give the muffin top appearance. Another tip for that. Now, I'm not a lady, nor do I dress ladies, so I don't always know how to address some of these issues of how to hide it with that, but I know you could definitely do the tuck in the one size too big belt if you're trying to hide some sort of a muffin top. There are different things out there as well that can smooth out your physique if you're needing to, using some sort of an elastic girdle in all reality, are out there. But what do? Belly flap, body hair, love handles. They're going to happen. Don't come to the point you're so vain that because you have them, you obsess over them. But do simple things to take care of them or reduce the appearance of them if it does become an issue. I don't know what else to say on the whole topic here, except you're going to have these issues as well. And when you run into them, realize it's not a big deal. Everybody has their trouble areas. Everybody has things about them they'd like to change. Some things we can do, and it's not a big deal. It's simple remedies, and it can boost your self-confidence. Other things, learn to live with them, just like anything else in life. This has been Randy Barton for Extreme Faith and Fitness, Team Beachbody Coach. If you only stumbled onto this video on YouTube, go to extremefaithandfitness.com. Right-hand side, you're going to see free fitness coaching. Sign up there. You get into our Facebook group. You get these videos in your mailbox every week. Welcome Neil, new to Extreme Faith and Fitness this week. Good to have you. Welcome Andrew, new to Extreme Faith and Fitness this week. Welcome Nick. A lot of people have been coming in, many of those coming in because summer challenge groups start up in 2 weeks. No, we're down to 1.5. It's coming up soon. If you haven't gotten a challenge group, make sure you get into one of those. But I'm out of here. Randy Barton, see you